Hey guys, what is going on? This is Panzer Dragon, and today we'll be doing a little video on 8 things to look out for in patch 6.14. In this patch, Rise is getting a rework, Leona changes are happening, as well as Sona changes, and actually it's a small patch other than that. And also this video is sponsored by Pro Guides. Check them out if you want to. Also, you can talk to them if you are bored. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first up we're going to be talking about Rise. So comparing the old Rise to this new Rise, I feel like this Rise has a little bit less skill involved, although good usage of his ultimate is what will probably make a good Rise player. Also, I feel like he only has 3 combos to remember, otherwise there's not really too much thinking involved, and he's not as spammy as the old Rise. His ultimate is weird at first, so people will have to get used to that, but once they realize the potential with it, and like how you can use it efficiently, he'll probably be an OP champion. But let's just say for now, that no one knows how to use his ultimate, and only for basic usage. I still feel like this Rise is actually better than the Rise we currently have. To me, he just feels a little bit more consistent, and seems to do a lot of damage. The only thing he might lack is base damage, and now needs AP and mana. Maybe since because I was building AP, that was the only reason he was good, but I feel like he'll be better now, even without his ultimate being used at the fullest potential. Although, just like Talia, I feel like his win rate is going to be really low at first, but then, once people figure him out, he'll probably have a 50 or 51% win rate. Next up is going to be Fiora, and I thought this was an interesting change. As you can see, her bonus AD ratio is being increased at earlier ranks. So does this mean she'll have more of an early game presence and be dominant? That's what I'm wondering right now, and she's still being used in solo queue and even the LCS, so with this buff maybe she might be a really good pick. My theory is her win rate will increase by 1%, but it could be more, who knows. Next up is going to be Lee Sin, and oh boy, what an interesting change to see. His shield at max level is being increased by 80. So levels 1 to 9, it doesn't really affect him, but mid game, it'll make him more of a better peeler. Will this put him into the meta? Probably not. But it is an interesting buff, and I'd say his win rate will go up by 1%. Although he is sitting at a 45% win rate at all ranks, so he's pretty shit right now, and probably won't see him in the meta. But I will say that is a pretty powerful shield. Next up, we're going to be talking about Leona. So to go over these changes, damage is being lowered on passive, Q, W, and R, but they're giving her a new effect on her ultimate, where she has enhanced auto attacks for her next 3 to 5 attacks. This can also proc her passive. Although the damage on her new effect of her ultimate is quite low, and I mean 3 auto attacks is pretty easy to do, but getting 5 auto attacks on someone, that seems a little hard. So I feel like her laning phase all-in potential is going to be a little bit more shittier, and she's going to be a little weaker in that sense. But her Q cooldown is going down to 5 seconds, and her root on her E is going up by 0.25. But with all these changes happening, I feel like her win rate will go down by 2%, maybe even 3, but her win rate is actually quite high right now, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because all the other tank supports have been nerfed, but she's really good right now, apparently. The next change we're going to be talking about is the Malzahar change. Malzahar is really OP right now. Even I use him because he's OP in lower elos, so he's pretty good in higher elos. Actually, that doesn't make sense, but I use him and I'm comfortable with him. But these changes, I have no idea what the fuck they're going to accomplish. Like, if anything, I'm just going to have to move a little bit more closer to the minions to attack him. But with this change, I'd say his win rate is going down by 1%, just because sometimes movement speed nerfs are quite big. Now, next up, we're going to be talking about the Sona changes, and there is a lot. So it seems like everything is getting a buff, except her Q and maybe her E, and now her ultimate encourages you to spam her spells more, instead of increasing her power. Now, I feel like AP Sona is a little bit better, but I don't know, it's hard to say how much better this new passive is compared to her old passive. Like, it seems like she'll spend more mana, but she's also getting buffs all around, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think it's a buff. I don't know, let's just say it's a 1% increase on the win rate. Next up, we'll talk about Talia. So Talia's W cooldown is being increased by 4 seconds, and her E does less damage after the first hit. But apparently you can cast your E right after you W now, and your W won't lock out any of your other spells, so you can have a more consistent combo. But I'd say it is a nerf that'll bring her win rate down by 2%, maybe even more to be honest. But I feel like she is a really good champion right now, and she'll probably still be a really good mid laner. Next up is going to be the Cloud Drake, and now the movement speed it grants is now 25 instead of 15. So it looks like it's not the worst dragon at all, and maybe the Mountain, Ocean, and Cloud Drake are all on the same page, while Fire Dragon reigns supreme. But yeah, it's definitely worth to get this now, and I feel like people will get this more for the buff instead of increasing your Elder Dragon potential. So it might not be useless anymore, and it might be OP, but probably not. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In my last patch video, I asked you guys what is your favorite change of patch 6.13, and here's some of my favorite answers. For a chance to be featured in a future video, make sure to comment below on what is your favorite change for 6.14. And if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.